happy Tuesday. So, yeah, yeah. I messed up, guys. I freaking messed up. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just it wasn't a big mess up, but it's like the closer I get to passing, now it's like uh the more careful I become. And unfortunately, that is also part of psychology, right? Where I don't let the actual strategy play through. And today was one of those days. So I'm just going to get right into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is me passing the FTMO challenge, right? Like, this is putting it out there because we're almost there. This is my ongoing saga, my trials and tribulations of passing the damn FTMO challenge. So the strategy is super simple. We're taking price from 12 a.m. to 8:30, marking out the high and low. On Nasdaq, we are waiting for either the high or low to get liquidated, a reversal, to get in on the reversal. Right? That's pretty much the strategy in a nutshell. So here we have 12 a.m. to 8:30. We're gonna mark out the high, and we're gonna mark out the low. Now today was a red folder day at 10 a.m. was like Jolt's opening, and that's kind of what messed with my head. One, because here I'll show you. So we end up taking out the low, right? And before 9:30, we start having our change of character, right? Our market structure shift. Since we took out the low, we're looking for this high to be taken out, which it does. So at this moment in time, I took out my fib, and I'll tell you where my mistakes were. I marked this up. We were right around 9:30. 61.8 was long position right here, right? And then stops below. But since we were at 9:30 like we were yesterday, and yesterday also hit full TP, I was just being a little more extra cautious. Now, after the fact, with the data that I've compiled, I looked at that specific red folder event, and I only lost once in the past like 5 months. So that should have been like a reassurance to me, but I still was iffy, right? Like, I was iffy on the trade. I'm like right there, like I could taste it, and I just didn't want to mess up. And then I, unfortunately, not wanting to mess up kind of caused me to mess up, right? Because I've realized that my strategy, my edge, is letting the strategy run, either to stop loss or take profit. I didn't do that today. So one of the mistakes was, this is the 61.8. I got in at the bottom of this fair value gap, right? Because I was afraid that it wasn't going to come all the way down, tap in, and then I would miss out on the trade. And then I targeted 2 times the risk. So that was today. This is what happened. So I got tagged in. Automatically, I decided to take partials. So I took half of my position off at this point. Now, because we were nearing the 10 o'clock news mark, let's see, which is somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around here. I got nervous, right? So I decided to move my stop loss to break even. And as you see, I got stopped out. So I was only able to secure $250 because I took half of the position off, and the other half I put my stops to break even where I shouldn't have, because if you notice, price went and hit full TP. Right? Honestly, maybe I would have gotten, slipped, right? Like, maybe it wouldn't have hit my TP, but marking it up, if I would have taken the 61.8 where it should have been, it would have been a full TP. So I was only able to secure $250 on this trade, unfortunately, instead of securing the full $1,000. Right? So, if it would have fully hit, TP, I would have secured $750 since it took half of the position off at a 1-to-1. But yeah, that's. I think I'm just so focused on passing this, and I don't want to mess up. Where unfortunately I didn't stick to the rules 100%, right? So right now my phase 2 is sitting at 4% even, like $4,020, and my phase 1 is sitting at $8,500. So that's where we're at with NQ. Unfortunately, if I would have just let it ride, we would have been $500 away from hitting TP on the phase 2, and we would have been like about the same on that phase 1. So it is what it is. I currently have, I believe, a retry. I have an extension on my phase 1, which I'm going to opt for. So I'm going to get an extra 15 days, and we still have 3 weeks plus this week on my phase 1 to make 1%, and I'm very confident that we can do it. Now, jumping into ES, I took a loss, right? Right now I have 2 ES accounts, one sitting at 2%, and it was sitting at 3%, and one is sitting at negative 0.5%, and it was currently up. It was currently up 0.5%. So that's where we're at there. So 2 losses on ES so far for the week, which is fine. I've back tested the strategy enough to know that it has a 60+% win rate. So I'm confident that, we're going to get back to it on those accounts. And see, like, the psychology aspect on these accounts don't affect me as much. One, because they're unlimited accounts, right? And then 2, we're early on, so I'm taking like the full 1% risk and letting it ride and see what happens. We take out the lows. We're looking for this high to be taken out, right? Now we're looking for this high to be taken out. Happens there. Price keeps pushing up. I take my fib out. Sorry. One position. Fib. Top to bottom. Long position at the 61.8. Target 2 times risk. Where's 2 times risk? Right there. So that was the setup on ES. And playing price forward. Price keeps pushing up. I get stopped out. Right? Price comes up again, I believe. Oh no. Does it ever come up again? Yeah, somewhere around there. So it is what it is. Losses are part of the game. Emotionally, I'm managing my ES trades a lot easier just because we're early on in the challenge, and those accounts are unlimited. So however long it takes, right? Unfortunately, the other 2 accounts I started before FTMO came out with that whole unlimited thing, and it is what it is. So let's see, reload page. There you go. So this is my phase 2. This is an ES account. This is the unlimited NQ account that I've been trading. And this is an ES account. And then here is the phase 1 for the timed one. And that's pretty much where we're at. So we are close. So close. So very close to passing. That's where we're at. So wish me luck, guys. I know I messed up. I'm sorry. I try not to, but sometimes my emotions do get the best of me. It's It honestly is a struggle. As far as speaking about other strategies and whatnot, I know that I mentioned as far as, trading gold, and somebody said, "Oh, hey, if you could share," it's nothing out of the normal. It's just understanding where price is on a higher time frame, and understanding that price, right? Like, it's simple. Like, what does price do? Price either goes up or down, right? It's either an uptrend or a downtrend, or it's consolidating. It's one or the other. When you get into higher time frames, you can see where the trend is, and then you decide to trade with the trend. The trend is your friend. So if you are looking at price action and it does something like this, you can see that you were bullish, right? And then there was a market structure shift, and then you started going bearish. So at this point, if this is a higher time frame, you're supposed to look and drop down to the lower time frames and look for an identical pattern or something similar in these pullbacks. And that's all I used to do for gold. The reason why I don't do it, and the reason why I'm trading the Nasdaq, is more, I need something for my lifestyle that is very structured, very mechanical. This is what I'm going to look at from this time to this time. This is where I'm going to get in at, and it is what it is. These are the points. Where it comes to gold, one, I really feel like gold is like an ex of mine. It just plays with my emotions, right? And then it just, I would have to be more on the charts than I actually could be. If I When I accomplish my goal of getting my prop firm accounts, I will be happy to sit there and open other accounts and just trade gold and play around with it, because I really do enjoy it. Taking a look at, I haven't honestly really looked at gold. So here, obviously, you're in an uptrend. So not saying that you couldn't take a sell, but typically you want to take buys, right? And then here we're in a downtrend, and it's just understanding where price is going. For example, let's take the actual change of character that happened here, right? At this moment in time, the way the candlesticks are playing out is telling me that more than likely we're going to set up for a reversal. So why look for a buy, right? Potentially, maybe, but this pattern here is a change of character, and then I would sit there and say, I think my odds are in a favor of a sell, right? And even if you go against it, then you were wrong, and then you move on to the next day. But let's just say, for argument's sake, you drop down, and now all you're waiting for is there to be some type of pullback into a sell. Playing price forward. There's a little bit of a pullback. Let's say you take this short here, cover your stop, and target 2 times the risk. Do I get it? Do I get it? Do I get it? Come on. Let's see if I get it. Maybe I don't get it. Yeah, I got it. Cool. So that's a winner, right? Back to the 4-hour. We're right before your trading day. As you can see, now it definitely formed, right? A break of structure again. Here you have somewhat of a pullback, right? So you're still looking for the market to sell off. Dropping back down to the 5-minute. You hit TP on that trade. Playing price forward. You want there to be another, market structure shift to the downside. Pull back. Honestly, I feel like it was here. Let's take this short. And then full TP. Right? You could either gone on the break of structure, right? Or the change of character, or the price would have pulled back and hit full TP. Back to the 4-hour chart. We're still in a downtrend, even though this created a wick. But you already hit your goal for that day, right? So let's play price forward to the next day. Here we are. I'm still looking for a sell, to be completely honest. Let's see, play price forward. That's a massive bullish candle. But we still have not. It could be, we created a new low. This is the previous high. If it breaks that high, then I would be inclined for taking a buy. But reading price, right, I would rather target this low. So dropping down to the 5-minute again. Taking a look. Okay, so right here you have a change of character, right? Or a market structure shift, right? So I would say we short, even though it has a wick, I'm going to cover my highs and I'm going to target 2 times the risk. Playing price. Oof, that wicked up. Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? Give me something. Drop to 15 minutes. Come on. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, right? Back to the 4-hour again. This is just strictly reading that you're in a downtrend. Obviously, you're in a downtrend. You already won your trade for the day. Let's go to the following day. Where are we at? Where are we at? That's a massive wick. Okay, so what happened here? Here we have liquidity being taken, right? Price has driven up. Now, I know that gold tends to fill wicks. We still haven't broken this high, but looking at this pattern, I'm not comfortable enough in taking a sell right away. So that wick, right? That wick. Where is my little square tool? Is all this price action here, right? Dropping down to the 5-minute. So let's see. This is the wick. So let's see how price action plays out. We pull back into the wick, right? And then we break above the wick. And I would rather take a buy, honestly, and cover here and hope for the reversal, just because. Let me back this up again, just to make sure we're looking at this right. And okay. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'd rather do that. Let me see how this plays out. Oops, stopped out. Oh. Took liquidity again. Yeah, I'll re-enter this trade. Yeah, no, fuck that. If we break above these highs, I'm gonna take it for a buy. Broke above the highs. So I am taking another long position. Right. Then target 2 times the risk. Whatever. Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we not get it? Do I do 2 losses in a row? What do we got? 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 Tell me that price is gonna reverse. Come on, give us something. All right. What did we get there? Two times risk. Okay. Back to 4 hour. And that's it. It's a rinse and repeat. But this takes a lot more effort, right? Of understanding where price might be going. So taking a look. So we had 1, 2, 3, 3 wins, 4 wins, and 1 loser. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 wins. Out of 5 trades, we won 4 times and we lost once. As long as you can identify the trend on a higher time frame, right? And understand where price is going. It's not letting me delete it. It should be simple enough to enter a trade with a higher probability of hitting your TP as long as you're on the right side of the market. If that makes any sense. So that's basically how I used to trade gold when I had a lot more time on my hands, and it was just higher time frame analysis, dropping down to a lower time frame, and waiting for those setups to happen, right? You got your pullback. It's gonna push up. Okay. It's simple. It's really like I feel like we just complicate things with trading, right? We overcomplicate it with indicators and everything else. You really don't need all that kind of stuff. It's just understanding price, where it's going, and understand that this larger time frame analysis, right? That looks like this. And within this, there is a smaller. Let's just drop it down. You'll see like within those pullbacks, there is like a micro pattern, right? Like, so you have the overall larger perspective, your global perspective, right? And then those same patterns play out on smaller time frames. So all you got to look for is those patterns in the way of the trend. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be choppy days where you might be wrong. But the fact that you're going for example, let's see. That's a great example. This massive push down, right? Right here. We're playing. This is coming into my trading time, right? I'm not gonna look for a sell. This massive push, even though it broke market structure, price has to reverse, right? There has to be a pullback. So I would bet money that a buy would hit. So dropping down to the 5-minute, looking at price. I don't know if we're gonna hit a 1 to 2, but let's see. Got stopped out. Oh. Let me see. Should have covered the bottom. Shit happens. Well, price pulls back. Right? Wrong. Took a loss. It is what it is. But I wouldn't have gone for a sell. Like I wouldn't, I definitely would not have gone for a sell. I still feel like price has room to come up. Let's see if I'm right. Right, price still has room to come up. So I would have gotten stopped out, or maybe if I would have kept my stop loss bigger, it would have been a winning trade. Is what it is. It's all part of trading. 4 hour. Now I would be looking for a sell. To be completely honest. Let's just play it out. See? Yeah. This little move, believe it or not, you probably would have done a 1 to 2. Break a structure. So, yeah, it's a little more hands-on, right? Like it's more just understanding how price moves, where it's going, looking at the macro, and then bringing it down to a micro and executing a trade. Now, this could drive you crazy too, right? Like I feel like understanding this is great. Being able to trade like this is phenomenal. Um, but overall, way more emotions lie on this because it's your own analysis, right? It's your top down analysis on where price is going, how to look at price, where are you going to take your trades, opposed to a strategy where it's like, okay, cool, look, we're going to take price from here to here, even though it doesn't work well on gold, guys. Right? And from here to here, and if it breaks, then we're looking for the reversal, right? It's like this is a lot easier to trade every day, even if you have more losses, right? It's just an easier strategy because it's rules based, it's time based, and and you're not leaving so much up to your own decision as far as what you believe where the market's going. So I really do believe in, as far as trading, like the whole Judah swing style strategy, especially on indices. On gold, like around 820, there's the gold market opens, whatever it's called. I think it's called like Comics Comet or some shit, and price moves. Gold is a completely different animal. But with that being said, that same strategy, I'm going into my rants again, really does work on anything. right? So if you're looking at a 4-hour chart of, right, euro, typically you could look for the same type of setups. Like here you go, change a character, so that we're going to look for sells, right? The market's going to sell, and you just break it down to a lower time frame and do the same thing, right? Just do the same exact thing. If you really wanted to, you could probably trade the reversals as well. So let's say you're looking at price around here, right? You know that once this low is broken, price has to pull back eventually. So dropping it down to the 5-minute time frame, you wait until that low is actually taken out. Let's go down to the 15. Okay, low is taken out. And then you wait for your reversal. There you go. Long. Somewhere around there. Target the highs. Let's see if we get it. Does it pull back enough? No, I don't think I'm pull back enough. Maybe it does. And it does. Okay, cool. So when you go to the 4-hour, it's still just a pullback, right? Within price. At that point, as long as you don't break this top, now you can start looking for your sell. Right? That's it. It's as simple as that. You could do that over and over again. So let's just do it one more time. Right there. See what happens. 15-minute. Same price. Price gets taken out. Give me a 5-minute chart. Let's see how price behaves. So let's say you went in here. Right, at this breaker structure, you covered your low. You're targeting 2 times the risk. What did you get? What did you get? What did you get? Come on. There we go. There we go. That's it. It's as simple as that. Yeah. When you go back to the 4-hour, you realize that all you're in is a pullback, right? You just followed price down this massive drop and caught a small little pullback. Why? Because we know that price has to come back, retrace, right? So it broke this lower low, creating another lower low, but then a lower high has to be created. So I hope that helps some of you guys out. It's just a little bit of how I look at the market when it doesn't involve the strategy that I've been running, right? So anyways, enough of that. You guys have a great night. Thank you to everybody who's been responding. honestly, it fills my heart to know that I'm actually helping people out there, because you guys are definitely helping me. Anyways, have a good night, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Take care, guys.